So I guess first off, just give me your initial thoughts on the organ and donor tissue registry that the province has announced.
Well, it's a step forward for all the organ and tissue waiting list for everyone on it. Um, we worked hard to get to that point. First, it's been a long process, but I'm happy to see it's happening. It's live, and people are registering, and yeah, so happy, very happy.
Now, behind the scenes, were you able to help the
Yeah.
government with this? I know you've gone through kind of some of this stuff already personally, so were you able to help push this kind of forward to the government?
Oh yeah, we said we worked a lot, and uh, when we first thought of having the website, it only had a budget of $100,000. That was three years ago, and it always been on the back burner. So 2 years ago, we met with our MLA Everett Handley, and we said we as a group and our colleague, we met with him and we said we need to push this forward. Uh, I kept following up with Everett. He'd done an amazing job in, getting back to me, meeting with me, and we worked very close with the health minister, and he did. And the year after, we went during the organ and tissue donation awareness week or month. We went and met with him. That was this year, and he said, we're happy to announce it's $500,000 budget is going live very soon, and we kept following up on that, and COVID happened. So when COVID happened, everything went back on the back burner, and I'm like, okay, that's a step back. And all of a sudden, Everett got called to meet with the health minister and our premier, and they announced it, and they called me during that time. He messaged me. He said, "We're gonna announce right now the website." So it's a lot of work. Went through it, I'm sure. I'm not involved directly with the government, but I definitely was involved with my MLA, Everton, and he was involved in the details of it with the health minister.
Now, what's it mean to you personally to be involved in something like this and help something move forward that you experienced in your life already?
It's everything seems okay, but when you have a close experience, you want it to do more. In my case, I didn't think it will be live in my lifetime, because waiting for a heart in my usual condition and in my requirement, it's gonna take up to 4 years right now. This is why I have the machine, the VAD machine. It's kind of replaced my heart, but it only served for 5 years. So I didn't think that gonna happen. I started the awareness week in SwiftCurrent 2 years ago. We raised awareness about organ and tissue donation. The first time we did it was amazing, A lot of people rallied behind the issue. A lot of people attended the city council meeting. Uh, Now, with COVID, we did everything virtually, so we attended the awareness week through Zoom, and it's just the awareness that we brought into our community. Uh, I'm just so happy about it. People didn't even know that the card has to be signed. They just thought you put the sticker. There's a lot of awareness to be done, and I'm happy to start and do that in my lifetime. To see the to see the website live. First first I bust out crying, and I'm like, it's a great feeling, and to be part of it is even greater. I feel like now I can leave, and I put my mark in the community. Yeah.
That's fair. Now, I guess, where do you go? Where do they go from here? How do they expand it? What do they need to do potentially?
But potentially, we're hoping to go forward with the presumed consent. Then, but we have a lot of legalities to go through it. I know our health minister has been talking to Nova Scotia Health Minister, and we hope we get there sometimes. But again, we have a lot of legality to go through. Now, we're trying to move forward in our organ and tissue centers, like transplant centers. I know there is in Regina and Saskatoon some transplant centers, like for kidneys and simple things, but all of that now is done in Edmonton. Of course, we appreciate the contract that the government have with Edmonton, but that's leave us with a high cost of traveling and living there for 3 months and doing transplant or VAD surgery. So we are hoping that this white website, when you have your health card and you expired, it gets like you die. It gets the attention of the medical team that working on it, and being able to harvest your organs right away and spread them whatever they needed. The government, we asked the government to expand the SAR service, and they invested in buying 10 helicopters. That's part of the plan. That means if you are in a car accident or anything, SARS team will come with the transplant team if you are a transplant patient, and take care of the body from the scene to the transplant center or elsewhere. So that's what we're hoping for, and we're hoping to work in step by step to have in Saskatchewan an independent transplant center. I know a lot of work is done through the University of Saskatoon, the IUH, the hospital, and and they have a mini transplant team, but not we're not uh, organized to do that yet. So we hope we'll. That's what we hope for.
Now, have you heard much feedback on the registry going online yet?
Yeah, a lot of people registered. The numbers that after the first day, it was more than like 200 something. The first day, and even the people went on it, and it cut off for like a time. It was too much traffic. They didn't expect that. So I know those numbers and those actions are we are happy with it, and we're looking forward to work with everyone that registered, and the part of it is we still need to talk to your family, because even with the card that was used before, your family or your next of kin, they can override your decision in Saskatchewan and in Canada after you chose to donate. We run into situation, a lot of younger people die, and their family are just emotional. They can't let go of any part of the body, and they override their wish and their desire to be an organ donor. On the other side, we have seen people with the same situation, but they want it give life to someone, and every organ donation can save up to 15 life, and every tissue donation can save up to 50. So we're looking at those numbers, and a lot of people are dying, but not a lot of people are donating, and that's a problem.
And now, I guess, just tell me a little bit about your backstory and what you're kind of currently dealing with and what you need.
Okay, I was diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So that's when your heart get bigger. So I have a big heart, literally. So I get way bigger than it's supposed to. It's not something I have done. I was born. It's genetic. I was born with it, and all of a sudden I was getting heart failure after heart failure, and through the process, they told me needed to be on the organ and tissue transplant list, and with my blood type, my type of issue, type of body, tissues. There's a lot of tests to be done. It's gonna be a hard time, and a long time waiting. So one time when I had a heart failure, I was transferred from SwiftCurrent to Saskatoon, airlifted to Edmonton, and they said, this is the only option. We're gonna give you a VAD, that's a ventricular assisted device. So what it means, it's a pump that replaces part of your heart. So it goes on your heart, they open your chest, and it's way harder than a transplant surgery, I've been told. So the only part of your heart is left is the valves. So they attach the valves, and I ran off lithium batteries, um, and the medical costs for it, and the it's the time and the risks. You know, at any time I'm at a risk of infection, and every time I get an infection, I'm delayed on the transplant list. So um, everything is just doesn't make sense if we have donors. You can you can save a lot of lives with a presumed consent. What we've seen in Europe, and they one of the I think it's Switzerland. Uh, they have overage in the organs, so they send to the the European Union. So you know there is black market for everything, but first of all, I'm not gonna go to anywhere, and that's not what I believe in. But it's sad when there is if you have $200,000 cash, you can get somewhere in India or anywhere a heart. It's just yeah. But I'm happy. Um, uh, I really enjoy what I'm doing to raise awareness in my community, and if my time comes, I'll be ready to go. If yeah, and my Christian faith is helping me being alive and living, and I look forward for the eternity life.